15th of November. Welcome to another community call. And we have today different people of the team, different places. So we have a that Connect conference, and there's a bunch of talks there. But first, I was speaking to Rob on Telegram. So he's now at the Dubai arbitration week. So I told him, why don't you just come and explain to all of us what is this thing about Dubai arbitration week and what are you doing there, and so for people to know a bit more about this world of arbitration. Yeah, so please go ahead, Rob.
Sure thing. Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm currently based out in Abu Dhabi. So it's Dubai's only up the road for me, and taken the opportunity this year to attend a number of events up there. I was up on Monday and Tuesday morning, and I attended a couple of events that all of which have cross-referenced artificial intelligence and blockchain. They're all still coming up in conversation, whether it's in the content of the seminars or whether it's just people raising questions afterwards. So the appetite is there. It's more and more people that I speak to at these events are interested, and when I talk to them about what's being built here at Kleros, there is genuine interest, and I'm hoping that we can have some calls with Fedi and the team to help explain certain aspects to some of these lawyers that are looking to brush up on their skills on the on the decentralized justice protocol. So that's basically it, really. It has been increasing in popularity over the years. This year the opening ceremony in particular was pretty busy, and there's certainly a few familiar faces there. Fedi, Sabine's there, and a number of other people that you've been on panels with over the years. So it's quite nice to meet up with everybody.
Yeah, last year we had a remote panel about Kleros. I think it was with Sophie, or Sabine was there as well. So different community. I'm sure like a lot of the people who attend this type of event, at least some of them have heard about Kleros for sure. I've never been there in person. So this is in the same place, or these are different events in different places in the city? How is the logistics there?
It's mainly in Dubai, DIFC. So that's where a lot of the law firms are based. So the events are sort of dotted around the DIFC. It's all fairly close proximity stuff. But yeah, I'm going down again tomorrow, and I think I've got probably 3 or 4 events, and there's like the young members of the CIARB and various other sort of arbitration institutes are putting seminars on, some of which are a bit more interactive than others. But yeah, I mean, the firm that I work for, Driver Track, we put a seminar on with the law firm Taylor Wessing, and we had a sort of like breakfast speed networking sort of event, and we discussed technology in that, and AI and blockchain arbitration, and like I say, I had the opportunity to talk with people that have come over from all over the world. There's a lady that had come over from Miami that was interested in esports, and we had a really good conversation about the potential size of that market, and how a lot of up and coming lawyers aren't necessarily aware of how big that is, and Yeah, lots of really interesting discussions, really. And like I say, I've been going for the past few years, and this year in particular, it really is busy. Like quite a lot of the events, yeah, it's first come, first serve. So it's good exposure, and it's great opportunity to meet up with people. I don't think Sophie's here this year. I think she's still in London.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was actually on a call with her last night. She did a CIR event with a company called TrueView, I think, or TrialView. Sorry, yeah, TrialView, and they use AI to aggregate case data. So there was it was a discussion on AI in arbitration, which was interesting. Yeah. So that kind of summarizes it so far. I mean, it's it's only midway through the week, so let's see what comes of the rest of the week.
Awesome. Well, thank you for enlightening us. I guess it's a bit late if you want to go. That's fine.
Yeah,
So
if that's okay, I'll drop off now, but I'll catch the rest of it, no doubt, later.
Bye bye, Rob. See you.
Cheers, guys. Catch you later. Thanks.
So speaking of which, so we esports. This is something that we have been studying for a while now, and we are going to hold seminar, a webinar with WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, on December 14 at 3 p.m. I think it was 3 p.m. UTC on disputes in the context of esports, especially IP disputes, people who use their own brands in an improper way. Well, there's a lot of different disputes happening in this, esports world, and also cheating. And we have been working a bit with WIPO and exploring together this use case space. So we want to start creating this idea of this awareness that this is an important problem space, and that this is some problem space where Kleros can actually provide good solutions. So if you speak Spanish first, and you want to, because it's going to be in Spanish, and so we will do another one in English, don't worry. But December 14, you can come to this presentation webinar with myself and with also Emilio Hurtado, who is a gamer / lawyer, and he's an expert in this type of esports law. And so also with Leandro Toscano, who is at WIPO. So we're going to hold this webinar, which is going to be very cool. Also an honor for us to be able to work and collaborate with WIPO on this type of research and exploration of this new space. So, well, William, you can come because you speak Spanish, or at least you understand Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't have to speak or contribute, I'm happy to listen to people speak about interesting things in Spanish. So that sounds great. Thanks.
Well, let's go with your update for the week, William. In Spanish if you want. No, it's okay in English.
Yeah, exactly. If someone was giving my update in Spanish, I would understand, but unfortunately, I'm not capable of doing it myself. Someday, but I've still been thinking a lot about some of the same things I've been talking about the last few weeks, like SBT sort of weighted juror drawing. I have a blog article that I'm really trying to push to get out and have it in a presentable form to share with people soon. A theme that I've sort of developed in the article that hopefully you all read soon, is it really beyond just having SBTs used to have collective intelligence effects and get more diverse points of view, make sure you have minority points of view. Ideally, such a system should also add to your resistance against kind of 51% style whale type attacks of people taking over the court, so that I kind of view our juror selection mechanisms that like sort of the base mechanism we already have, or, like in order to take over the court, you need like to have like a really large stake in PNK, and then like being able to layer on top of that things like proof of humanity and its old SPTs, as kind of interweaving like orthogonal defenses. So that ideally, if you design the system right, an attacker has to break like all of them to have like an overwhelming control of the selection process.
What do you call an orthogonal defense exactly?
So like a metaphor people make like in some other contexts is kind of like are you familiar with like the Swiss cheese defense metaphor? Like in a positive way. The idea is that like Swiss cheese has like holes in it. But so like if you just have like one slice of Swiss cheese, as like your sort of like wall, your barrier, say, there are holes in your barrier. But if you have lots of slices of like Swiss cheese, maybe they're cut from different blocks or something, the holes will all be in different places, so that like like the wall is solid.
Okay. And how this relates to the defense, to the orthogonal defense.
Yeah, so like a point I made in the DevCon talk I gave last fall is that so this is like the first version of this idea, and I'm trying to like build on this with SPTs, is that if you with the current juror selection mechanism, jurors are drawn based on their proportion of their stake with replacement. So every time you draw a juror, their odds of being drawn on the next draw don't change, and this is done for a variety of reasons, basically that like have to do with like lack of identity mechanisms. So in like with proof of humanity, say you're only allowed to be drawn once. Now, even if someone breaks proof of humanity, like the worst case scenario, like someone gets like a bunch of fake, like profiles in proof of humanity, they go recruit a bunch of people on the street or something, and they like create a bunch of puppets that they use as part of their whale attack to attack the court. Then like the attacker in the worst case is drawn with replacement. So their odds don't change when they're drawn because like their stake is all split up over different people. But the other jurors, the ones who are honest and have all their stake on a single address, every time you draw one of them, they're removed. So the attacker's odds go up a little bit. But like depending on the distribution of stake that you have in the court, you can still put lower bounds on like how much of the stake that the attacker would need to take over the court. So now instead of your security model being needs to have 50% of the stake, it's like needs 40% of the stake and to break proof of humanity. And if you can't do both of those things, like then you can't attack the court. And with SPTs, the idea is like they have like this additional layer, or that's part of my idea here, that you should have to like have a really large stake, break your sort of simple resistance tool, and be able to like corrupt the SPT sort of like allocation process.
Well, I had, I gave a talk yesterday at Ohio State University with Amy Schmidt's, class. I think Amy. I introduced
I've met
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she remembered that you met at the at the coffee shop. I think in Montreal or Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Montreal.
Yeah, and so and she invited, and the topic was the discussion basically about Kleros 2.0 and these new mechanisms that we are developing and how this is going to enable different use cases. So yeah, so this is very much on point with the talk yesterday, and we will have also Jan, who is now at Stanford, go to Ohio State to give a workshop about Kleros there. So it's going to be super cool. So Ohio State University is a quite important university in the context of ODR because so the journal they have there is the official journal of the American Bar Association. So they have all of this connection with the American Bar Association that, as you know, is the association that gathers all of the lawyers in the United States. So it's quite big. So the center of the dispute resolution arm of American Bar Association is at the Ohio State University. So that's super cool, and so that's why this is an important place for our particular industry. So if you want to learn more about what William just mentioned, you can see his talk at the DevCon in Bogota. So I'm sure Jeannie is going to share this now. And we can go to maybe Marcos. We have some updates from business development. I don't know how much we can share about this, but there are some exciting times coming if things go as we expect.
Yes, we have some updates from the BD team. In first place, the big one, we already said about integration with Lemon. Well, now the nice thing or the important thing is that we have to decide whether how many disputes we want to receive in our courts. The quantity, well, it's a lot. It would be around between 100 and 1,000 disputes just in the specific court for Lemon cases. So this would be a really important step for Kleros, where we are working on that to improve our process and be ready to receive all this quantity of cases. But it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Consumer claims are very important, so it's big. So we have that which we are working on which I have been spending most of my time last week. Then, well, lots of members of Kleros are, as you know, in Istanbul in the Connect conference. We had today there was a talk by Juan. Wang Mian has one. I don't even know. Jean, do you know when each talk is? Because I know there's a bunch of talks by different team members, but I don't know when they are.
Yes, I believe Guamian has 3 talks tomorrow. I'll share the links later, and I'll make a banner as well, just to keep track of it. And I'll see if I can get the links of these streams, because some of these events are being streamed, some I believe they're not, but at least 2 of those will be streamed. There's one on of Consensus called Live on Linea. The Linea is the O2 solution of Consensus, and Guamian is basically the only guest that is not from Consensus on the Snap MetaMask Snaps panel, so that's pretty cool. And the other one is IDOS. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I'll share the links.
So yeah, have that. Marcos, you want to say something?
Oh, yes, just what Jim was mentioning. Tomorrow, some guys of the VD team, as Wang and Juan, well, they are going to be giving some talks, and we are going to be being part of another talk in another university of Argentina. Last week it was Austral University. Tomorrow we're going to give a new talk in the University of Buenos Aires.
That's where I studied, so this is a very good university, Marcos.
Especially exactly.
The Faculty of Economic Science is exactly where I did my. I gave that talk a bunch of times. Tomorrow I can't, but yeah, it's in an master's in innovation program, and we have another one today. Actually, I'm going to give a talk at another university which is quite important from Argentina. It's called Universidad Católica. It's a program about intellectual property law and the blockchain and solution and technology. And of course, I'm going to speak about Kleros. And this is quite interesting that this is happening the same day when we announced the webinar with the WIPO. So it's quite cool. Everything is connected in some way in the cosmic scheme, I guess. So yeah, we have a bunch of people doing talks everywhere. I mean, Jan is at Stanford also. I guess he's going to be talking soon at the Codex. We are planning. I think I already mentioned this. We are planning, if everything aligns, to host a conference at Stanford in March. We have a bunch of lots of colleagues working there. Codex is the Center of Legal Informatics, and I have presented there a bunch of times. There is this Society of International Arbitration, where Luis Bergoya was president. Luis was one of the fellows, so he was doing his PhD at Stanford. So now he's helping Jan meet people. He met with Colin Rule the other day. So we have a bunch of connections in the Bay Area. People who have been following Kleros for a long time. So that's cool. And I don't know, is there anything else, Jean, that's worth mentioning from that Connect? I don't know. Maybe, I guess the guys should share that because we are not there basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly because there are lots of events going on, and each part of the team is going to different events, so it's hard to keep track without being there.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of. I mean, there is Clement, there is JB, Wanyan. I think we Akhil, Alexandra. I mean, I guess there is more people from the team there than in other places. I mean, I was invited to be a speaker at one of the events that was organized. I don't remember who organized this, but it was about network states, and they wanted me to go and speak, about the governance in DAOs, well, the kind of topics I spoke about in my ETHCC talk. Of course, a bit about Kleros and decentralized justice as Supreme Court for DAOs and all that. Yeah, I mean, the logistics didn't work very well for me to go, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be plenty of other opportunities. I don't know if there is something else we want to mention about rewards programs or anything else, Jim, that
Yes,
we should. Yeah.
We are working on this process for basically capturing data for the curate registries, the metadata registries. It's not out yet, but we are doing with people. We're doing it with people there that we know, and this will greatly help populate the registries really fast. And there will probably be some more information on this this week or next week. And are being feeding Kleros GPT some documents. I'm still testing it and finishing it, and we'll share it this week as well. I believe that the ChatGPT was updated last week, I think, and it already had information about Kleros. Now it is making even more coherent responses about it and sophisticated. And I'm feeding it some documents that we have, and it will probably be a great place to start when you just know about Kleros, and once you know what it can.
Jim, I fear that we are feeding our replacement jobs basically. Yesterday I put a prompt on ChatGPT 4. This is what I asked: is Kleros better than traditional arbitration? And I couldn't believe how good. The answer was so good. I fear a bit, sharing publicly, because they will say, "Oh, look, Kleros now wants to replace lawyers," But try it yourself, and and you see. I mean, it's quite amazing, yeah. So try it. It's mind blowing
for me.
Say.
It was really interesting for me that I asked it if it could create like some use cases that we could use Kleros that we were not exploring yet, and it mentioned a couple of things that we are actually trying to get it to get done. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Well, I guess it's smarter than us. We should probably delegate, running Kleros to ChatGPT at some point.
Definitely. And it will be
easier
for Joe, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a lot of announcements and things going on that I have on my backlog. And well, one bad news I think is that the Kleros team of a soccer team that played last week on a tournament. Well, we did not get to the semifinals, but well, it's soccer, so sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
Yeah, I mean, not when I play. Every time I played in America, in Europe, no, but in America, I mean, we won. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, there will be. I will have to come back and do a research of what happened and why we didn't win, basically. So
yes,
yeah, that was.
That's one thing that ChatGPT won't be able to do for us.
for now, for now. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you again on Telegram. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.